Hello, Jason. January 22nd, 2014, video number 2 for me. Awesome video, Jason. It was very fun to watch the steam turn into snow in the sub-zero weather that you had there in Michigan. We don't have any snow here in Quincy yet, so if you want to bring a lot of that steam in some of your cold weather, we would definitely appreciate it, or just a snow dance or prayers. We are very dry right now. I'm glad you asked about the fox poop, Jason. It is one that is very distinct in this area. It smells more than most other poops do. There are some other things that make it very fox-ish, and for one, that is that it had a slightly liquid quality to it. If you look at the pile of poop in my last video, there were many spots that just looked like a black tar. The black tar poop from foxes commonly comes from them either eating human food, which means they're living near people, which makes sense when they're by the dorms. People leave trash out all the time. Or that it is berry season. And since they are omnivorous, they will choose to eat berries on occasion. They prefer meat and things like that, but when they can't get it, they will eat the berries. And having a high berry content diet gives them the runs. If a fox is doing well and eating a lot of small animals, it'll have a lot of bones in its poop, which you will be able to find. Hair, bones, and all of those things. After a few days of sitting in the sun, that fox poop will turn a lighter color, a light brown or almost white from the calcium that they eat in the bones. Foxes also mark their territory with poop. They do that by the smell, for one, and they poop on high prominent areas like rocks, or on top of stumps or trees that are downed or things like that. They want people to see their poop, to know that they were there. How do I know these things? I have a field guide. This is a very neat little field guide there. It's all about the Sierra Nevadas that we live in. Stacy took a class, and this was her book, and I'm a nerd and enjoy reading it. All of those characteristics aside, they're still in the canine family. For that being said, their poop is very dog-like. Even in the seasons where they don't have runny poop, they're going to have half-inch diameter poops that are 3 or 4 inches long, and sometimes in a little pile. And the ends will be tapered, which is a very dog-like thing. I guess they pinch it off more than cats do. I don't want to spend my whole time talking about poop again, but I did go on a hike this last week and found mountain lion poop, and that's really interesting. So here's a picture of the mountain lion poop. The reason you know that it is mountain lion poop is because, for one, it's full of hair. It's a ton of hair. Mountain lions are not omnivorous. They will always catch their food or find one dead, but they prefer to catch it themselves if they're not desperate. And what you're going to find there is a lot of hair and bone fragments. You'll see that it's a lighter color. That's the calcium, as I mentioned before. And they bury their food, or bury their poop. When they bury their poop, it's not always completely buried. This one wasn't. I found a bunch of wood chips and stuff on top of it, and so I removed that. If you get into scatology, which is the study of animal poop, you should be very careful. There are a lot of different parasites and weird things out there. For instance, in raccoon and coyote poop, there are brain parasites that actually are fatal to humans. So if you're going to look at it, poke it with a stick, don't touch it with your hands, or wear gloves if you really want to get into it. I went to the top of Spanish Peak. It was with a class. Stacy and I are in a class, cross-country skiing. Cross-country skiing is very hard to do when you don't have any snow, so it's actually hiking right now, which is still cool. We get to see a lot of neat places. We went to the top of Spanish Peak this last week, and there's a panoramic view right here. The other people you see in this panoramic are the other people in class. I don't think you see Stacy. She may have been using the bathroom somewhere. I hope you don't see her, at least. If you're looking in the panoramic view and you can look down and almost see a little town, you can probably see a little steam rising from a smokestack there at our wood mill. That is Quincy. Further off, you're going to see Indian Valley between those two peaks. And if you look all the way to the left, that large mountain is snow-capped. That is Lassen Volcanic National Park and Lassen Mountain. That mountain is 10,000 or taller feet. And that's a very big one. We're not climbing that one, but if you look all the way to the left, next weekend is Broke-Off Mountain, which is over there. Our class is going to go there, and I'll give you a video from there too. It'll be very neat, a different place indeed. I took some pictures on the way up, some neat things, some bushes, chinkapin bush. This is a chinkapin, and it seeds. I also took pictures of red fir. There's a red fir forest right here, and you can see on the side of it lichen. That's wolf lichen. The wolf lichen grows almost 10 feet off the ground in some places. And the cool part is that line where it starts growing is where the most common snow line is. So you can see how out of date we are in our lack of snow. I don't think I have time for much more, Jason. We have to finish by punishing you. We've decided that if you were late with your videos, people could vote on things that you would have to do. I'll be honest, I could only think of 2 punishments that I think I would like to see. First, the cinnamon challenge. A teaspoon of cinnamon in your mouth, and you have to try to ingest it. Normally, people choke on it and spew cinnamon all over the place, and it's really fun. And I would like to see you try that in video. The second thing that I thought might be fun and could be a different option for you, since you said you're feeling sick, would be to take Alka-Seltzer without water. I would like to see you try to chew it, and I would like other people to vote on whether they would rather see cinnamon or Alka-Seltzer. Lastly, Jason, this has been a blast. I'm going to leave you with a video of an angry squirrel while people decide on what they want you to do next week.